to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, and Spokane Firefighters Local 29. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Well, welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams here, your host. We're in November. Last time I saw you was in October. We've survived Halloween, at least most of us have. We've survived the change of time, though quite unnecessary. And here we are in November, and I don't know how many shopping days till Christmas, but figure it out, okay? Great lineup, as I mentioned. Kate Hudson from Visit Spokane is going to talk about all the activities in and around the Spokane area in this month. Rocky Olson, who is with Wild Edge Outdoors, is going to talk about what he does. Kind of a fun thing. He's certified in a number of areas, and they go out and shoot videos and so forth. And hopefully you'll enjoy that. And then Mike Noler from the Advanced Mineral Compounds, let's get it right here, Ken, is going to be here to talk about his involvement. Next on the Pulse of Spokane.
I love Spokane. It's where I've raised my family and run our business. But lately, I don't recognize it. Crime and open drug use take more of our city and our citizens every day. But it's not too late. I'm Cindy Wendell. I'm running for Spokane City Council President because it's time to set aside political agendas and start putting people first. Join me on November 5th. Together, we can fix the problems we face instead of ignoring them. I'm Cindy Wendell, and I approve this message.
Spokane Realtors are dedicated to helping you find the right place to live. We're more than 2,000 strong, small business men and women guiding you through this most important purchase. We're also your neighbors, giving back thousands in volunteer hours to make our community a better place. We believe owning a home helps you live longer, with stronger families and better neighborhoods. That's who we are, ready to help you find your way home. Call one today.
On the season premiere of Northwest Profiles, we make a special visit to the Hutton settlement in Spokane. It opened as an alternative to an orphanage in 1919, built by an orphan who struck it rich in Idaho's Silver Valley. Turns out it wasn't in a mine, but at the end of this road where Levi Hutton found the treasure of his life.
While it may look like a magical campus, the life-changing things that happen here are real.
Northwest Profiles, coming soon on KSBS.
My name is Brandy Peets, running for re-election to the Spokane Valley City Council. I'm committed to our Spokane Valley, and I stand strong for public safety, good roads, and government transparency. I would be honored to have your vote.
Well, the election is over tonight, basically, yes. And I know they'll count ballots for a few more days and so forth. So let's get on to some cheerleading because we've got some great things coming to Spokane in November. And then I want to talk about something that happens next year. But let's talk about November. What's coming up?
Hey, so Veterans Day is on Monday. So the Spokane Symphony is doing a whole concert that's a celebration of our veterans.
Oh, fun.
So they'll be playing music from all the branches of the armed forces. They're going to be playing patriotic music, and any veterans who decide to go to the concert are encouraged to wear their uniforms.
Oh,
which
nice.
I think will be fun.
I think that's great.
Yes.
I love how we celebrate first responders and our veterans and so forth for their service. And a little side note is that my son was in the Air Force and so forth and is out at Fairchild as a civilian firefighter. But my grandson, a week ago Monday, left for Fort Benning to be in the Army.
Oh, wow.
So it's near and dear, and one of our salespeople is a former lieutenant in the Marine Corps and so forth. So, all right.
Yes.
Boy, did this come up fast, though.
It did.
But November didn't it?
I cannot believe that it's almost 2020.
I know.
So.
All right.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on.
What's going on at Northern Quest?
Ooh, I'm very excited about this one. Richard Marks.
He's a singer, right?
He is.
Okay.
And his I'll Be Right Here Waiting for You song was the staple of every junior high dance I attended.
Okay.
The awkward dancing in the school gym.
Do Do you talk about this often with your husband?
Not often, no.
No.
Richard Marx and junior high dances do not come up often.
Yeah, okay.
With the husband, but it does now because Richard Marx is playing a concert.
Is he
November
taking
10th.
you, I hope?
He's going to be there on Sunday.
All right.
He's not. But I'd also like to add that Richard Marx is hilarious on Twitter.
Oh, really?
So if you're on Twitter, I recommend following him because he tweets funny things.
Yeah, and you do too once in a while too.
thanks.
Yeah.
So do
I
you.
didn't mean that as a compliment. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And your husband is
The voice of the Zags.
yes.
Yes.
So this is his season.
It
And
is.
so you're mom, dad, everything
I'm a
for
single
off
parent,
many
yes.
nights
Yes.
and days here.
While he's off chasing the basketball
but you
team.
can get a lot of things accomplished. You know,
Well, the kids kind of.
take over.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I try.
Okay, so the inside scoop. What does Tom say? Are we going to be having a winning team?
Ooh, I'm always going to say we're going to have a winning
Okay.
team. But yes, I think he has high hopes.
Yeah,
I
good.
think he's feeling good about it.
Good.
So
Okay.
Richard Marx at Northern Quest.
And
this
then
weekend.
to top Richard Marx, we have Jesus Christ Superstar.
I know, and I actually.
Is that an iconic play or
It
what?
is, and I love the music in this.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping to snag some tickets to this
Yeah.
one because it's a rock opera.
Yes.
It's Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah.
Celebrating 50 years. That's how old this one is.
Yes, and I remember when it came out because I was a YMCA program director back in those days in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And we had the high school kids over to play the record.
Oh, fun.
You know, the 33 and a third.
Wow.
People go, what's that?
We're really
You know,
throwing it back
The
right
vinyl, I guess is what we call them today. But to play that and to talk about it and everything else, so that really goes back.
It
I
really
have
does.
never seen the play.
Oh, I've never seen the play, but the movie, of course,
Yeah.
is wonderful as well.
Yeah.
So
Good.
I'm excited about this. This is at First
Are
Interstate
tickets
Center
still
for the
available?
Arts. Yes.
Okay.
I checked, and it's November 20th through the 24th, in case
Okay.
anyone's
All right.
wondering.
So November is becoming really a fun month.
Yeah, it
What
really
happens
is.
after that?
Yeah, okay, so we're back to the symphony
Yes.
at Martin Woolson Theater at the Fox. They're doing Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ah, okay.
And my kids love this movie.
Yes.
It's great music, and so they'll be, the symphony will be playing the score while the movie is playing.
Oh, fun.
So, right.
Oh.
I'm
They've
not-
done several of these,
they
haven't
have,
they?
And they're wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, I love all the new things and the fun things the
Yeah,
symphony is
yes,
doing.
it's taking old things
Yeah.
and making them live and in person
Yes.
and so forth.
It's a great way to appeal to people who may not be into classical music and the
Right,
symphony per
right.
se.
But
or,
so much classical music
Right.
fits
It
into
does.
other things that go on.
Absolutely.
You know?
And it's a great way to introduce your children to the symphony. I took my kids to Harry Potter a couple
did
of
you?
weekends ago.
Yes,
and,
yes.
They loved it. They absolutely loved it.
Right.
So.
So Santa is coming.
Yes.
Tell me about
I can't,
that.
It was weird putting Santa on the list
Yeah,
already.
I'll bet. Did you have to, as you're typing, kind of slow down and think about
Yes,
that?
I did.
Okay.
But Santa arrives at River Park Square
Uh-huh.
November 23rd. So it's a huge party, and it's free. It's family friendly, of course, and there's all sorts of stuff going on. Hot cocoa, the tree lighting in the atrium there. It's a big deal.
And shout out to the Firemen's Union Local 29 that come out. In fact, one of their commercials, if you will, they're a sponsor of this program and a couple of others. And they go down there and put up the tree
Oh,
and
I
everything
know.
else. And that's fun to watch too. I think it's a time to take your kids or grandkids and
It is.
go down. You
Yeah,
don't have
it's
grandkids
wonderful.
yet. do you? Yeah.
So Visit Spokane's holiday video we set up a camera and did a time lapse
Yes,
of the
yes.
firefighters putting the tree
Yes,
together.
I've seen that.
It's
Yeah,
really cool.
I've seen that. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. What else is coming up?
We've got Cirque Dreams Holidays.
What is that?
It is.
Is that the?
It's kind of like a Broadway musical mixed with the Cirque du Soleil
Okay.
acrobatics,
Yeah.
all mixed into one. And this is it.
Have you ever seen them in person?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
I haven't either. But what I've seen in commercials and promotions looks absolutely fascinating.
Very
and
athletic.
quite dangerous.
Yes.
Okay.
They're incredible athletes, I
Yes,
think.
yes.
And it's going to be a great show. It's at First Interstate Center for the Arts, and that's on November 29th.
Okay, the next one I have a little stake in it.
I know.
It's called It's a Wonderful Life. And so what's all that about and where is it?
Well, it's the iconic movie.
Yes.
And the Spokane Civic Theater is bringing it to life on the stage. And
It
what
kicks
is-
off the night after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Just happen to know that because I have a granddaughter who has never indicated that she wanted to be on stage.
Aw.
Okay? And came to her mom, my daughter, who in some ways kind of tried to talk her out of this. What do you mean you want? She's a twin. Her brother twin is the one that sits and can do Legos and is on the iPad, but she's one of these extroverts. And so it fits. And she went and tried out, never done anything like this before, came back second night for the reading, came back the third night for the reading, and as a newbie, got the part of Zuzu,
That's
which,
wonderful.
if you know the iconic lines from movies, there's "I'll be back," and there's "My teacher tells me when you hear the bell ring, it means an angel got its wings." That's her line.
Fun.
Okay, for the first time on stage. So Grandpa's kind of proud.
Are you going to go to every show?
Probably.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see pictures.
I think it's going to be fun.
I think
I
so,
just
too.
think it's going to be fun. We're all prepared with the flowers for the first night
Aw,
and
wonderful.
everything else. And she's just absolutely excited. She got fitted for her outfit, and they had the pictures and stuff like that. And here they go. So people can get tickets where though?
You can go to the Spokane Civic Theater's
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you'll probably, if you go, you'll probably see me one night, and when she gets up, well, anyway, really looking forward to it.
That's exciting.
Kind
I'm
of proud
excited for
grandpa,
you.
and
You should be proud.
yeah.
That's awesome.
An evening with Chevy Chase.
Yes.
There's a joke.
I
And a laugh or
know.
two.
So, this is at Martin Wilson Theater at the Fox.
Okay.
November 29th. And I checked, there's still tickets available.
Okay.
And you can watch the classic film National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
And then afterwards, Chevy Chase will be on stage dishing about the movie and answering questions.
Taking questions
and talking to the crowd.
Oh my gosh, how fun!
think
Talk
that's
about a
fun.
character.
I know.
You know, it just the movie is iconic. He is iconic.
Yes.
You know, the fun just never
Yeah.
goes away.
I feel like if I were there, I'd probably be asking him about Caddyshack.
Okay.
It's my personal favorite.
Okay. Okay. All right.
But, yes.
And then Kevin Nealon?
Nealon.
Okay, I've not heard that name.
He is also a Saturday Night Live alum.
Oh, okay.
He
okay.
is doing a stand-up comedy
Hey, when you get
show.
my age, you don't stay up Saturday night that late,
Oh.
you know?
This is back in the 90s, though. You should have still been up late partying.
Well, probably was. That was probably what I was doing, partying.
He's doing a show at Spokane Comedy Club.
Mm.
And that is on November 29th and 30th. I thought that would be fun. Of course, he's been in movies, and he was on Saturday Night Live, and yeah, now he does stand-up comedy.
Then there's a tree lighting. When
Yes.
is that?
This is the grand tree lighting in downtown Spokane in Riverfront Park. This is
Okay,
on
that's in the
November-
park.
Yes.
Versus being over at River Park
Right.
Square.
This is
okay.
the big tree next to the Numerica skate ribbon. And it is November 30th. And again, a free event. There's going to be caroling. You could go make a whole night out of it. Go out to dinner, go ice skating, and light the tree.
Yeah.
And really kick off the holiday season.
Yeah. Now, something's coming in May.
Ooh, yes. If you could turn back time.
Oh, that's a hint, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, Cher. I wonder who it could be.
Cher.
Oh, okay.
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
They
All
just
right.
announced that yesterday.
Now,
so-
a lot of being a small, intimate little theater or something, I'm sure.
Yes, with thousands of your closest friends at
Right.
the Spokane Arena.
Yes.
Yeah, so-
I'll bet it's going to be absolutely sold out.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Talk
big
about
one.
iconic music
I know.
and through the years and everything else. And we were joking before we went on with my tech guys about Sonny and Cher, and they looked at me like, Sonny?
Yes,
Yeah.
one of your tech guys did not know who Sonny was.
I know.
Which was
I know.
alarming.
We won't say Sam and Vinny that they didn't know. You know, we won't embarrass them
Well,
on
now,
the air.
now he knows who Sonny is.
Yeah.
so.
All right. Well, we educated
Our work
them.
here is done.
All right. Well, hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
We've got some great things coming. I'm going to guess when you're back the first week of December, we're
Yes.
going to talk about a lot of Christmas things,
Oh,
too.
yes.
Yeah.
Although I was surprised by how many Christmas things were
Yeah.
in the November month.
No kidding.
But-
no kidding. It's like the start of shopping
I
season.
know, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited to talk about things in December.
All right, good. Thank you, Kate, for coming.
You're welcome.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Rocky right after this.
Here at Creative Music Learning Center, we are dedicated to your learning no matter where you are on your journey. Whether you are a beginner, a casual player, or need some brushing up on technique, we are here for you. When you begin lessons with us, our teachers take the time to understand what kind of learner you are and how we can help you further your knowledge, offering a variety of instruments including piano, guitar, voice, violin, and more. We are here and ready to get started with you. The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com. Think of North Idaho Events as your business development advisor. We produce events of all kinds: trade shows, themed expos, fundraisers, corporate workshops, and more. We will discover the most appropriate event that your company can most opportunistically shine. We provide the platform to feature local businesses in front of a high quantity of their ideal customer. Share your story with April Howard over a cup of coffee so she can most appropriately guide you and your business into new heights and create a most mutually beneficial relationship.
Well, welcome back. We're going to live on the wild edge outdoors. Actually, Rocky Olson is here. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
You've been doing this for a while. What is this that you do?
Well, it's a YouTube channel, website, podcast that it's myself and my son and basically his kids and my grandkids.
Yes.
We just we do a variety of things. We go out, take the camera with when we go out fishing and hunting. Sometimes we do product reviews. Sometimes it's just things off the beaten path.
Right.
Has nothing to do with hunting or fishing. It's just whatever I feel like putting the camera on at the time.
Yeah. You just recently did 10 days of something. What was that all about?
Yeah, I had been wanting to go out to the Oregon coast for a long time, and so finally...
I've never been there, but everybody I know has been there.
It's great. You really should do it.
Okay.
So I took 10 days. I got in the back of my Toyota pickup.
Okay.
I camped in the back of it for the whole time.
Oh, wow.
And every night I wasn't sure where I was going to camp.
Okay.
And I went in August and all the campgrounds were kind of full.
Okay.
So there were times I was just in a pull-off and never got hassled.
Okay.
Which was
Were you by
lucky.
yourself?
I was.
You and your cameras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did. I filmed every day and I would edit in the back of the truck at night till about
fun.
midnight. But I went out surf fishing for the first time, never done that. Caught some surf perch.
Now, how did you film yourself fishing?
GoPro cameras.
Okay.
I had one on my forehead most of the time, and I'd take it off. And
So we'll be able to see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other stuff just besides fishing, just exploring, that kind of thing, and
Yeah.
the whole camping. I did some crabbing, which I really wanted to do, and that was a blast. Actually caught some Dungeness crab and some red rock and cooked them up off the back of my truck. And
Oh, fun.
it was really
Now, why
really
didn't you
fun.
take somebody with you?
I needed to go by myself. I needed
okay.
like a kind of like a little walkabout.
Okay.
Next time, I think I'm going to have a hard time keeping at least my grandson away.
Yeah.
He really wanted to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole family.
Well,
I think,
sometimes
would
you
like
just got to be out there and explore and not feel like you have to cater to his or her needs and things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can go and be where you want, camp where you want, and all of that. So you got some good footage?
Yeah, I did. And you know that what you talk about being by yourself, it was freeing and unsettling at the same time.
Okay.
'Cause usually I do have to ask someone else what they want to do, and all of a sudden it was like, there's no one to ask. And it was like I can do anything, but now it's all up to me what I'm doing. So it was really different.
That would be different than how we live today because we're around people all the time or in meetings or appointments. If you're doing a production meeting or whatever it might
Or just
might
being
be.
married.
Yeah, well, yes, that too. Okay, now, so what do you do with this video? Is it out yet?
Yes, it's all
Okay.
out on our YouTube channel.
Okay, and what is that?
It's Wild Edge Outdoors. Pretty easy
That's
to find.
pretty
Yep. And
okay.
we're on Instagram as Wild Edge Outdoors, and Our
Okay.
website.
Maybe
is,
we can click on one of those and see a little bit. What one would you suggest?
The crabbing one is the first
crabbing
one right
ones?
there. That's
Okay.
actually, I think, the last one that I put out.
Oh, fun. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that was just a small one, but it's
Yeah.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I met some fun people. Yeah, it's they're not very long videos, usually
Okay.
about 10 minutes, right around there.
Okay.
But
So if people want to go out and see places you've been and things like that, they can do that.
yeah, and like I said, sometimes I do some how-to. Like I've got a video on repairing neoprene waders, and
Okay.
that seems to be like my most popular video. I've gotten the most hits on that.
Do you
one.
know you can find almost anything on the internet these days how to fix something?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think. My son found something, and I'm going, "You found what?" "Yeah, Dad, I found how to fix whatever it was." And I'm going, "Really?" "Yeah, there's a YouTube."
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there really is.
People really appreciate it if
Yeah.
you're trying something, just film
Yes.
it. And especially if you make mistakes.
Yes,
Because-
so that you can watch it first, so
Yeah.
you don't go through the same mistakes, right?
Because a lot of times people see that just a real smooth video,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, it didn't happen that way for me. I made
Yeah.
mistakes, and so it's nice to see
Yeah.
mistakes being made and other people showing
Okay,
it.
so you're out doing the crabbing thing and so forth. How do you make a living?
Actually, I was an electrician for my whole life, and just
Okay.
recently I had to give that up due to injuries.
Uh-oh.
So this is to kind of, well, I shouldn't say it's to make up for it.
Okay.
Because it's not. We're not making
Right.
any money at all.
But
right
you're
now.
off doing all kinds of videos, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to, yeah, but there's a
Okay.
lot of days where I can't do much of anything just because of my injuries. So
Okay.
and that's why I'm not very consistent just yet.
Yeah.
But-
What's it like to have your son involved in your grandkids?
Oh, it's great. It just, especially it's I don't know, it's like you're commemorating all those memories, and then knowing that they get to watch them as years go down. Like if I could be watching myself as a kid doing this kind of stuff.
Right.
But unfortunately for me, I didn't have a dad that taught me how to hunt and fish. I basically had to learn all of it on my own.
Yeah.
And I started my son early, and he started his son even earlier.
Well, my son took up hunting and all that, and not from his dad. He just came across a friend of ours who did it, and his son is off, and the girls are getting older, and we'll start to do some of that, I lived in Southern California.
Okay.
So not quite as easy to get out into the backcountry in a few minutes. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
right.
You had to drive for half a day to get somewhere and so forth. So
Yeah, and we're actually from northern Minnesota originally.
okay.
So coming here
We'll
is-
hold that against you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not just my my son and grandson.
Okay.
Granddaughter is getting into it too, and my daughter-in-law. The whole family. They got two other smaller kids that will be
Yeah.
getting.
Are
in
you
there.
shooting video for other people and things like that?
I really don't, because
Okay.
I don't like the pressure of
Okay.
screwing something up for someone else.
Yeah.
If I do it for me, it's one thing, but if
So
I
it's
screw it up,
purely for your pleasure and to be able to create something, really.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. And to share it, and if somebody can learn from what we're doing, it's so much the better.
What kind of comments do you get online?
And that's the thing is I don't get a lot of comments.
Okay.
We've gotten, in fact, out of all the comments, I've gotten one negative comment.
Oh, okay.
And one guy just said that he wasted his time watching the video, and it was like, well, turn it off.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, it wasn't
Yeah,
that
there's
long.
you can click that off these
Yeah.
days, right?
And we try to kind of cater to all kinds of stuff, and
Right.
that's like our tagline is, "Where's your wild edge?" And so there's people who like to go out and backpack miles
Right,
back in
right.
the outdoors, and we'd like to have something for them. But there's people who are just starting out, and their wild edge might be camping in the backyard.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing wrong with any of that, because everybody's got to start where
Right,
they are,
right.
and you just try to improve a little bit as you go.
Fun. Let's remind folks, because we're running out of time, let's remind folks where they can find your video.
It's on YouTube on Wild Edge Outdoors.
Okay?
And like I said, we're on Facebook as Wild Edge Outdoors. We're
Okay.
on Instagram as Wild Edge Outdoors.
Okay.
Try to keep it simple.
Yes, that's good for some of us.
We actually have a podcast too.
Okay.
You can find us on Podbean and iTunes on Wild Edge Outdoors.
Okay.
And
Well, you're consistent.
yeah, we
Yeah.
tried to be.
Yeah, good. Well, Rocky, thank you for doing this and for showing a little bit of your video. And I hope people we'll go there, and if you don't like it, too bad. Just don't make a comment, all right?
All right. Well,
Okay.
thanks a lot for having me on.
Absolutely. Welcome to have you here. Mike is going to be here from Advanced Mineral Compounds. We'll talk with Mike right after these messages.
Well, this is Bloomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in 2nd grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Well, welcome back. Kent Adams here with Mike Noler.
Yep.
Did I get it right?
Yes, you
I
did.
put an L down for your name. What the L was I thinking, right?
I must have been slurring.
Must have been slurring. Could be. Could be. Mike, you have been involved in so many different things over the years. A lot of businesses. Some of them have driven you crazy. But I'm glad they let you out long enough to come here.
Everybody needs a hobby, right?
Yeah. And so forth. Today is election day, though.
Yes.
Yes. What do you think's going to happen? Let's talk a little local here. What do you think's going to happen in this? The big race is in the city of Spokane between the mayor's race and the city council president. What do you think's going to happen with the mayor's race?
Well, I can't predict. I hope Nadine wins.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do business in Spokane probably almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
Because of you probably know why. There's a lot of problems with the courts, a lot of problems with the law enforcement, a lot of problems with property rights. It's not business friendly.
Yeah.
You know, like you have people coming in and managing your restrooms and negotiating your agreements with your employees, and I can't have any part of that. So most of my stuff is out of Nevada now. But
yeah.
I still live here.
Yeah.
I love Spokane.
Yeah.
I just don't like the city government.
Now, you came from where?
Well, I was a military brat, so
okay.
I went
from all over then.
Yeah, I was born in Louisiana.
Okay.
My mom's Cajun and traveled the country for a long time.
Oh,
went to
I'll
8 schools, but graduated from Cheney High School.
Okay.
I'm a big Eastern Eagle fan. I love the sports program out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I live in Spokane and have most of my adult life.
Yeah.
So, and I had before some of the current stuff, I had a demolition company with my brother.
Okay.
Called Mike Demolition.
Okay.
Best partner guy could ever want. Mo
really?
was so good.
Good.
And we did demolition around here Northwest for 25 years or so.
So why did you stop doing that?
Well, the the financial crisis was coming.
Okay,
and we kind of knew that was
back
coming.
in about 2007, 2008.
We shut down in 2007.
Okay.
And we figured nobody's going to make any money for the next few years.
Yep.
It hit about 2008, 2009.
Right.
But then when it started coming back, you know, we got Obamacare, we got a whole bunch of stuff, and then there's stuff in the city. It's just not business friendly.
Yeah. It's interesting in the city, one of the characters running for office, running for mayor, matter of fact, wants to take all the credit for all the good business things that have happened recently, because we've grown some businesses in Spokane and so forth. And yet you think about what some of the things they've worried about in climate change and other things that really have nothing. They want to take credit for the things that the business community has worked on, not the government side of things.
Yeah, my opinion is most of the growth has been outside of the city limits.
Yeah.
It's been in Airway Heights, it's been in the
Yes.
Valley, it's been Post Falls. They've all had really good.
Right.
You know, the Spokane population's not much more than it was turn of the century,
Yeah, and we're somewhat
1910.
limited in
Yeah.
space too. I mean,
you can't use the space. You can't develop it. You got all these regulations. Spokane is not business friendly.
Yeah.
It's a real problem. People feel differently. I don't really personally have a problem with Ben Stuckert. Yeah, I had some things dealing with law enforcement that he actually helped me with. I couldn't get the police report on the Ryan Holick thing a while back. I went down. He said he'd get it. He did it. I can't live my life that way.
Yeah.
If he's going to manage my restrooms and get in between me and
Yeah.
my employees, I have to go elsewhere. That's just me personally. He's entitled to his views.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping, and I have voted for the other two candidates, the two ladies that are running for mayor and for council president, because I think they bring a much more reasoned approach and have business connections and those kinds of things, and will help us move forward. Hopefully we can reverse some of the chaos that we've seen, worrying about restrooms, worrying about trains that are coming through Spokane, and all the climate change and so forth, that we can really do very little about, and not encouraging the business growth that we need.
You know,
because
I agree.
Here on this program, I've been an advocate for since day one, and I think I mentioned this to you when we chatted the other day. I've been an advocate for small business in the community, and yet I look at how can we tax small business more? How can we make the regulations more? How can we, you just start looking at all of those. And many of the businesses find alternatives. They go outside the city limit or whatever,
Your taxes is a very good example. We
Yep.
have a real big problem, huge inequities with property taxes.
Yeah.
I have a political site called Mike for Spokane, because I've run for mayor in the past, and I keep it active. And I met with Tom Konis, the treasurer, and he acknowledges that we have $1 million condos that pay no property taxes, yet the 150, 250, they're seeing 30, 40, 50% increases. Hotels, banks, malls, they're actually going down, even when they sell at huge premiums.
Yeah.
So taxes on the small guys it's just not fair.
Yeah.
Another problem we have in this community is all this public works, they've gone to a GCCM contracting format.
Explain that to our audience, what that is, because
GCM is General Contract Construction Management. And it used to be you bid public works. Whoever represented the public agency, they'd have a contract administrator.
Okay.
What they do now is they have the contractors create the bid documents, submit as a contract, and then self-perform on, I think it's 30% of the work.
Okay.
I did a lot of work with all the major contractors around town, well, most of them. And once they went to that, they're driving those prices up.
Right.
And then they come in and it's basically bid rigging. In my opinion, it should be illegal. A lot of states it is. In Spokane, it's abusive. The cost of your schools, public works, the contractors are smart. They know how to get up on these.
Right.
The contract administrators aren't really doing their job, because the contractor's supposed to do it. But they're getting $100,000 or whatever a year. They're getting benefits.
Yeah.
But they just know how to inflate those prices, and you see it.
So we're really not getting true bids.
You're not getting good value.
You're not getting.
No, you could do much better value if you make it very competitive. But
and we've had a lot between school projects and other projects around town, and I think of Riverfront Park and others.
Yeah.
We've been very fortunate in that we've passed a lot of things, even in the valley and so forth. That
the community is very generous about spending the money.
Yeah.
It's a question of getting value for that money.
Yeah.
We massively overspend for.
But isn't that why we send people to represent us
Well, theoretically, but
Yeah.
apparently it's more about gender fluidity or something. I don't know. It's
okay.
And taking your point, they're into a whole bunch of issues that have nothing to do with the fundamentals of running good government. You
yeah.
need good municipal services. You know, even in the city, the utilities are a lot higher than they are just outside the city line.
Okay.
Even like water and garbage, they add a 25% utility tax on top of a highly inflated cost of these
Because
services.
they lost a little tax over here or something, and they got to find a new way to tax.
I don't know how they, 7 years ago, the entire budget was $470 million. Now it's a 1.2 billion,
Yeah.
and it's going up from there.
Yeah.
We're not getting that kind of value
Yeah.
out of our government, and hopefully we can get a change.
So
with
are you putting stuff on your blog constantly?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'm involved with some civil litigation
Okay.
regarding a breach of contract. I was working with some very, very sick people with new experimental cures.
Uh-huh.
Once we started having success, a lot of people want it, right?
Yeah.
Having a supply problem. So I'm having to go down to other state, Texas, Dallas a few times. But I still do stuff on it. It's MikeForSpokane.com.
Okay.
You have to go to the blog itself to get the new stuff. A lot of stuff is from 4 or 5 years ago on the main page, but
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, I'm a very political person.
Yeah.
I feel like politics is, we're all entitled to our opinion. I mean,
Well,
the Democrat Party has driven me away.
Yeah.
But they're entitled to their opinions.
Right.
You be liberal, let me be libertarian. We shouldn't really have a problem.
Well, I feel sorry for. I think we should have a good, strong two-party system. Okay.
Yes.
I feel sorry right now, honestly, for my friends that I know that are reasonable Democrats for what's going on, at least nationally, if not in the state and so forth. They've lost their party.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Some of my best friends are Democrats, and they're
Yeah.
liberal, and I love them dearly.
Right.
But they think a little differently.
Yeah.
A lot of that's coming out of our academic system.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But
And we didn't pay attention for a couple of decades to our higher education, did
No,
we?
we're busy working and paying taxes.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
We're raising families.
I
We're
know,
doing
and we're paying for it now,
the values.
too.
Yeah. So.
Boy, I agree with you, Mike. All right.
So.
Well, again, one more time, how can people find your webpage and blog?
If you want to get into contact with me, if you have a business problem, I'm really good at business.
Because you're helping businesses.
Yeah, I've got a lot of them,
Yeah.
and I work pretty cheap. But you can get a hold of me at either on Twitter or Facebook, Mike Noder, Noder.
Okay.
I have half a dozen websites, but really that's the easiest way.
Yeah.
I'm transitioning some web and email platforms to much better value right now.
Okay.
So rather than give you an email address,
Yeah.
just Mike Noder. There's not very many of us running around the country.
No.
So you'll find me, Mike Noder Spokane there.
All right.
So-
Well, we'll be watching you.
I hope so.
We'll keep track of you.
Yeah.
Right?
It's very nice to meet you, and thank you for the invitation to
You're
talk
most
about
welcome. Good to
Spokane.
have you here today.
Thanks.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. In fact, we'll see you tomorrow on the Pulse of Spokane.
Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, and Spokane Firefighters Local 29. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.